need more apartments. Has that not been a hot topic here in Hillsborough County and in Tampa as well? So one of the things that I've seen and been concerned about, especially in the area I represent, along 54, 56 corridor, are the amount of multifamily apartments that have been popping up in that area. Not just in that area, but across the county, but especially in that area. And one of the things we don't want to see are in the future, dilapidated empty buildings. Now, I use this as an example, and I'm not picking on, I used to live on West Shore back in the day, so I'm not picking on West Shore, but you see the amount of apartment complexes along West Shore Boulevard now. There's a lot of them. Do you remember the old Georgetown apartments over there years and years ago? So in the 90s, when the bright, shiny, and new come in, what happened to the old ones? They weren't being taken care of anymore. They became blighted. They were dilapidated. And who pays the price for that? Well, the taxpayers did, right? You're the ones that are having to foot the bill, essentially, to clean that place up. Because they're not going to do it, they're gone. And I don't want to see that happen in Pasco County. And we're seeing so much spot zoning in the apartment complex in that corridor, is that when we talk about jobs, and wanting to bring jobs to the area, well, if you take up all the land, this prime real estate in the hottest market in the area, and you keep sticking apartments up there, there's nothing any land left to actually bring businesses in. So that's a huge concern for me. If I have a company that comes in the town and they want to, build a 100,000 square foot building, well, there's nothing left. Where are they going to go? So we put a moratorium, and I've been fighting this for years, and it did pass by vote. The area's pretty skinny where the moratorium is mostly my district, but I'm thankful, and that gives us the time to go, okay, how many apartments do we have out there? How many entitlements on this land, or this, in that area of land, have entitlements right now to build apartments? Because we need to know for the future. We need to have a count of how much is actually there. Because if not, it's just going to get out of hand. It's already got out of hand, in my opinion. So that's one of the things that I've been working really, really hard on, is today. We can't think about just today. We have to think about 5, 10, 20 years down the road. When I'm long gone, what's going to be left for the citizens? Well, I'm hoping lots of companies and lots of jobs, so they can live and work and play right here in Pasco County. But when we talk about growth, conservation is very important too, right? We want to make sure we have land available for future generations. And I feel we've done a really, really good job in Pasco County when it comes to conservation. We have an e-link program in Pasco County, environmental land protection program, where the count for a willing seller, Pasco County will actually buy the land and preserve it. There may be a passive part to obviously allow the citizens to go on, but a lot of it stays pristine as it is now. So again, we're talking about 20, 30, 50 years down the road. My grandkids are going to have green space, which is obviously very important for that premier community that we want to be. We also have wildlife corridor ordinance as well too. We want to make sure that the wildlife are able to traverse across the county and safely do so. So we have that ordinance. You think about percentage-wise. Right now, 22% of Pasco County is protected. 22% of Pasco County, that land can never be built on, and never will be built on. And so if we compare that to, say, Pinellas County is at 13%. Those were counties at 17%. Pasco County is 22% and growing, because we still have funds available in that program to continue to buy land. And we will continue that. And that's from the coast all the way over to the Western Chapel area, all the way up to Dade City. We have areas all around that we've actually purchased land and protected. And that doesn't include, we have some state parks in the area too. We have the county parks that have been there for a long time, but we're going to continue to keep buying that land. And we do have great parks in Pasco County. Pasco County is very unique if you haven't been there. We have the coastline, and then we have the hills of Dade City, and then we have more of the urbanized area now, which is turning into the Western Chapel and the Lakes area. But we're a very unique county. We have great parks all across there. So on the west side, we have parks right on the river, Anclote River Park. We have a park right on the Gulf. In the central part of the county, we have parks that are mostly focused on sports, for example. Wesley Chapel, we're building a brand new recreation facility, which is going to be great for the kids and programs. And that's where I did something. One of the things I was most proud of the last 6 years I've been in office is this is an example of government not having to do everything for you, and you have the opportunity to reach out to those in the community, business partners, to help, so you don't have to put the burden always on the taxpayers. But I reached out to a number of individuals, a number of companies, and was able to raise $125,000 to build a university inclusive playground in Pasco County. Because there was a void, I saw the void where these kids are coming to the parks, and there's a lot of kids that couldn't participate. So we partnered with these companies and individuals. We built this university inclusive park. We had the land. We basically matched the funding that they gave to us, and we built the first university inclusive playground in Pasco County. And I tell you what, the day I was there and watching these kids play on that playground, I literally had tears in my eyes. I really did. And one of the teachers came up to me and she pointed out a little boy. She goes, "This is the first time ever I've seen him play." She said, "Previous, all he did was want to sit in the corner and he would have a separate little water bottle and just twist it." So I said, that one child right there made it all worth it, right? If he was the only one ever to play on this playground, it made it all worth it, right? But it's amazing, so it's used constantly. And we partnered with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we have 2 outdoor rinks at our parks too, which is pretty cool stuff. Yeah, there you go Bolts. They play in the Niners tomorrow. Okay. So we're having these partnerships, across the county now, with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tourism is booming in Pasco County. If you're not aware, we just built a 100,000 square foot indoor facility called the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus of Pasco County. Amazing facilities. We paid for 100% with TDT dollars. No funds came out of the general fund. Actually, people that visited Pasco County are the ones that paid for it, which is pretty neat. Every weekend, that place is full. There's teams coming from all over the nation, whether it be boys and girls basketball or wrestling or gymnastics or cheerleading. Doesn't matter what it is. Every weekend, there are teams from all over the nation coming to the facility. And what do? And those hundreds of teams during the weekend, they're eating in our restaurants, they're staying in our hotels, they're visiting the local mom and pop stores. They're bringing revenue to our community that we didn't previously have. And all the businesses around the area I talk to all the time, they're so thankful for that, because especially during the pandemic, wow, what a boom it's been for them. We just made an announcement the other day that the combine, NBA combine, which is pretty cool stuff, is actually coming to Pasco County the week after next. So we're going to have some of the top college athletes or college basketball players from all over the nation. They're going to come to Pasco County, and actually there's going to be scouts there, and hopefully they're going to get drafted. So pretty cool stuff. Our ice rink in Pasco County, we talk about tourism. Center Ice, is any other hockey fans here? Anybody play hockey or have kids that play hockey? No? Okay. There you go. The largest ice rink south of New York State. 4.5 sheets of ice. The women's U.S. hockey team, Olympic team, actually trained there before they won the gold. We have current and former Olympians that are there training. One of my neighbors down the road, former Olympian where I live, he trains there. He actually trains people from as far away from France that are coming to Pasco County, literally to train to be future Olympians, or again, some are Olympians now. Tournaments too, every weekend. Tournaments from all over, not only the nation, people are coming from Europe, they're coming from Canada, they're coming from South America to play hockey in Pasco County. And bringing revenue to our hotels, to our local restaurants, just a boom for the economy. So we're very, very happy with what's going on when it comes to tourism. And it's been an interesting year. I've had the honor of being chair twice in the past, and I was chair last year. And obviously the most interesting year of the commission ever. Whoever ever would have thought that we were going to have to be in the middle of the pandemic. And it was obviously a challenge, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week during that time frame. But I know we did a good job. I know we did a good job how we handled things. We worked closely together, we worked job if you're still working, and you're gonna be productive again, so. And I know you want to get to questions, but, right, I just had a couple more things I just want to talk about. Let's talk about roads for a second. Transportation. Pasco County is very unique. We have, the amount of state roads we have in Pasco County is incredible. So 56, 54, 301, 19, 581, 41, what am I missing here? 52, and it just goes on and on, you know. So we're very unique when it comes to that. So thankfully we have a really, really good relationship with Secretary Glenn from the District 7 office, because if not, we'd be in deep trouble. Because that's the major thoroughfares for Pasco County are those state roads. And there's a lot of construction going on. I work very closely with our legislators and David Gwynn to get a lot of this work done. So if you go down 56 and 75 now, you'll see a diversion diamond that's being completed. If you've ever gone through the one around Sarasota, that does wonders. It's amazing, night and day. We need that though. We're building a new interchange on Overpass Road. You're actually going to have a new exit off 75 in Pasco County. 54 is being widened. We have the Ridge Road extension, which is going from the west side to the east side of the county and the central part of the county, which is very, very important. So lots of construction going on, and very thankful again for Secretary Glenn. Senate President Wilton Simpson obviously lives in our county. Richard Corker and Speaker Weatherford were there, very instrumental in helping get the funds. And we did one thing that was very unique that had never been done before on this scale. When we did this State Road 56 extension, we actually brought in FDOT, because they were building 2 lanes already, but we went out to the landowners and go, would you like to participate? Participate how? We're like, well, build 2 lanes for us. Right? When does that ever happen, right? Well, they did. We took an SIP loan out for FDOT, and they're paying us back, and we actually got the landowners to pay for 6.5 miles